What's up, everybody? Once again, we are here. I love you guys. I hope everyone is having a blessed weekend so far. This is a new month, November. Another chance to get it right. Another chance to start a new beginning. And another chance for great expectations. Expecting to grow, expecting to heal, and expecting to win. And actually, that's what we're going to be talking about this evening is being expected to win. You are expected to win. The enemy is very cunning. He's very deceptive. And oftentimes he will use your circumstances against you. He will use your environment against you. He will often also use your family and your friends against you because they are the ones closest to you. In this journey to becoming better versions of ourselves, finding out what it is that we were put on this earth to do, our character is challenged, our motives are challenged, our abilities are challenged. And oftentimes the enemy uses the ones closest to us to try to distract us, to try to discourage us, mainly to discourage us. And sometimes they don't even know, they're not even aware that they are being used to distract you, to discourage you. That's why you can't get upset with people. You can't get mad at people because Ephesians 6:12 says we don't fight against flesh and blood. We fight against spirits, evil forces that you can't see with your eye. So that being said, when the enemy uses somebody close to you, you can't get mad at the person because sometimes they're not even aware of what's going on. They're being used of the enemy. That being said, when our character is challenged, when our motives are challenged, when our abilities are challenged, instead of getting depressed, instead of allowing the enemy to win and focusing on negative things, we should use that as an opportunity, as a platform to grow, to strengthen yourself, to encourage yourself. I had a particular situation happen recently, and I don't even think the person was aware of what they were saying. It was very subtle, but initially I was confused. I was thinking, why would you need to bring that subject up, or why would you need to say that? But as I started meditating with me and the Lord, He told me, don't focus on the negativity that was meant to be brought across. Use that as a platform to show what I, God, am capable of. When the enemy comes to your life to distract you, to discourage you, use that as an opportunity to show the world, okay, I hear you. I hear what you're saying. You might not even be aware of what you're saying, but enemy, devil, I hear what you're saying. I may not have the best. I may not have it all. I may not have a lot of degrees on the wall. I may not have a lot of letters behind my name, But I'm going to show you something, devil. I'm going to show you what me and the Lord is going to do. I'm going to show you what me and God is going to work out. I know what you say I don't have, but my God, my Father, which is in heaven, he is rich. He has the cattle on 1,000 hills. And just because somebody may be losing everything that they have, doesn't mean that the situation with you or with I will be the same, because we have God in our life, and with God all things are possible. We're talking about being expected to win as we get ready to close out 2019. Don't allow the enemy to discourage you. Don't allow people to get you off track of where you need to be. Use that as motivation to push even harder, to fight even harder. You got to be a dog in this fight. You got to be willing to die for what it is you believe. You are expected to win. Now, in winning, you have to be prepared, because the attacks, the fiery darts are going to come your way. And when people try to throw, little negative words your way, negative input your way, and even though they may not be talking to you, they're talking to somebody else, but it's directed towards you. You have to take those fiery darts, because that's what they are. And you got to shake them off. But how do you shake them off? You have to have the whole armor of God. The whole armor of God from head to toe. The shield, the helmet, the breastplate. You have to have all of that, because the attack is coming. But I told you, you are expected to win. And regardless of what the enemy says about you, you say to the enemy, I hear you, but you know what? I'm expected to win. I'm expected to be victorious. It doesn't matter what my bank account says. It doesn't matter what things I have or don't have. My relationship with God says that if I need anything, if I want anything, all I have to do is ask and believe. Seek and then knock. Anything I need is available to me, and I'm not going to stop fighting until everything that God has for me is available to me. Don't let the enemy slow you down from running this race. Use that as motivation, because the ones that affect us the most are the ones that's closest to us. And that battle is a tough one, because we love them. And for the most part, we don't want to fight. We don't want to argue. So a lot of things we keep on the inside, and we just take it in, and it turns dark, and it becomes negative. And then it starts to eat away at you. This is why you have to shake it off, because that negativity will begin to eat at you. And then that other person will be sleeping good at night, not even aware that you are bothered. But it's all an attack of the enemy. You are expected to win. You are expected to be victorious. But guess what? You got to fight. You got to push. And when they talk about you, let them talk. Because you're only feeding my fire. You're only fueling my drive. Because I know who I serve at the end of the day. 2019 has been a very, very tough year for me, and I'm sure for some others out there. A very tough year. However, it has been a molding year, a building year at the same time. It has been a year of discovery. It has been a year of growth in my relationship with God, with Jesus. Because I had to build with him, or I wasn't going to make it. I didn't have an in-between. There was no in-between. I couldn't rely on myself. It was either all in with God or bust. All in with God or fold. And a lot of you out there are the same way. This has been a year of transformation. This has been a year of heartbreak. This has been a year of discouragement. However, through all of that, this has been a year that you have grown, that you have had revelation over a few things, that you have had strength to stop some things that were negatively affecting your life. This is a year where we are expected to win despite everything that we're going through. And remember, I told you the enemy is very cunning. What he will do is use your circumstances against you. Because like I said a few minutes ago, when the initial conversation came my way, I initially started to look at myself and I said, they're right. I don't have it all. I don't have a lot. If it had not been for God, I don't know where I would be. So in some ways they're right, but I immediately, after that, I immediately then went to, now wait a minute. That's what they say. And that's how they feel. And that's what they think will happen. Now let me jump into the word and see what God has to say about what will happen. Let me meditate with God for a few minutes and ask him what it is I have at my disposal. Let me talk to the one who has brought me this far through 2019. Let me talk to the one who has brought me this far through my 32 years of living. Let me talk to the one who knows me better than I know myself and better than anyone on this planet knows me. Let me talk to the one. And as I started to meditate with God, my entire mentality started to change. And I got emotional because I was saying, you know what, God? Forgive me for getting down on myself. Because it doesn't matter what people think about you, because God has the final say so. It doesn't matter what people say the outcome will be. It doesn't matter what their opinion is. The only one, listen, you need to live so that God is pleased. As long as you have a relationship with God and you know that you and Him are working it out and you are following Him, it doesn't matter what people think. Doesn't matter what people say. They can have opinions. They have a right to their opinion. But you have to stay focused on your goals, on your dreams, on your purpose, on your vision, and live for the one who can make all of that happen. You are, and we get upset with people who couldn't help us if they could help us. We get upset with people who couldn't help us if they liked us. We get upset with people who couldn't help us if they had it to help us. Stop getting upset with people. And let this be a month of expectation. You are expected to grow. You are expected to win. You are expected to be victorious. Doesn't matter what they say. And when it all hits the fan, you are not alone in this race. Because, you know, when it gets too tough, at first, it's two sets of footprints in the sand. But when it gets real tough, it becomes one. Why? Because when it gets that tough, He's now carrying me. I'm never alone. You are never alone. Don't let the enemy fool you. We have a lot of people today, young and old, dealing with depression, feeling like they're failures, feeling like they can't finish the race, wanting to take their own lives because they feel that there's just no other option. And if we be honest with ourselves, more people have been there than they would like to admit. This has to be a very important month for us because we are chosen. We are chosen to stand out. We are chosen to be victorious. God has already ordained our steps. He says the steps of a good man are ordered. That if we stand and build on His solid rock, it doesn't matter how tough things get. Doesn't matter what happens. God has the ultimate say so. And in expecting to win, this is very important. In expecting to win, you have to be prepared to lose everything. In expecting to win, you got to be prepared to cross the finish line with nothing but yourself. Some of us are having trouble running the race because we got too much weight on us. You're worrying and carrying stuff that you don't need to be carrying. You're carrying extra baggage that you just need to let go. And you're frustrated with life and the race because you can't run properly. But honestly, you need to let some stuff go. Can you be strong enough to run the race alone when you're in the house by yourself? Can you be strong enough to do what's right when you're in the house by yourself? Because sometimes our biggest enemy is us. And when we get by ourselves, we don't utilize our time properly. Can you be strong enough to let go of the people that don't belong in your life, that may be holding you back? Can you be strong enough to let what people say about you be motivation to you, as opposed to being negativity and causing you to get depressed? We are serving God. He is the one that provides for us. He is the one. If we lose the house today, God is God enough to get us another house. If you lose your car today, God is a God that can give you another car tomorrow. If you lose your job today, God is a God that will give you a job tomorrow. If somebody closes one door, God will open another one. Sometimes He'll even allow doors to get closed so that you can walk into the one that He wants you to walk into. In expecting to win, don't be afraid to lose. Don't be afraid to lose friends. Don't be afraid to lose things. Because what is a house? What is a car? What is a truck? What is a job compared to your soul? Last time I checked, you couldn't put a house in a grave. You couldn't put a car in a grave. Last time I checked, you can't take your money with you. You can't even take your degrees with you. In expecting to win, be prepared to lose. Some stuff, some things, some people that don't belong. Because whatever you lose for Christ is gain. And He'll give you double for your trouble when it's all said and done. God expects us to win. The enemy will play with your circumstances. He will play with your situation because he already knows that you're going to be victorious. So he has to get you to not focus. And if you're running this race, and if he can get you to turn your head left or right, he got you. If you're running this race God is at the finish line and you're running and you're saying, I'm coming, Lord, I'm following you, I'm right there with you. And if the enemy can get you to look left or right at your bank account, at your job, at your friends, at your spouse, at your vehicles, your homes, if he can get you distracted at your bills, he got you. Stay focused. You're expected to win. Look, God gave us a weapon to fight back the enemy, and that's the word of God. Every time he tries to hit you, you hit him back with a word. because you are expected to win. You are expected to be victorious. Look, guys, as life hits me and I'm revealed to some things and God is sharing some things with me, I just share it with you guys. Because all of us need help. All of us need to be healed. All of us are struggling with something. All of us. Some people will even try to pretend as if they're not struggling and they're put it on something else or they're put it on another person, but everybody's going through something. Everyone is dealing with an issue. So we have no right to judge somebody else's race and how they're running their race. We have no reason to judge, no right to judge how somebody else is running their race. Stay focused on your race because you're expected to win. You are expected to be victorious. Look, I love you guys. This message has to get out there. It doesn't matter what people say. It doesn't matter what they think. Live for God. Live for Christ. I love you guys. I hope this has been a blessing to somebody. Share this message. Hit me up. Let me know what you want to talk about. Let me know what we can share with other people. Let me know of some new ideas that we can put out there to help people that are in need. So I love you. This is Quentin Lee for On Cue Productions. Stay blessed. Have a wonderful evening. Love you guys. I'll see you soon.